The most important thing is, where did we start when we got into this? We're talking about The Bachelor.
This was a year ago.
Okay. It was about a year ago. And I just wanted us to have some fun, light show that we can watch.
Boy, is it a light, fun show.
And it turns out that The Bachelor is captivating in ways that we would never imagine. So, I have a question for you.
Oh.
How many seasons of The Bachelor do you think we've watched?
In total, like, does that include Paradise?
No. I think it'll surprise you.
I think so, too. I'm going to say, in total, 17.
God damn.
Was I right?
No.
Oh,
it's
fuck.
16. We've watched 16 seasons of The Bachelor since March. So that tells you about
that
how
we
much...
don't get out much.
Ouch. It's a show about love and failure. That is my summation of The Bachelor.
More of the latter, if you ask me.
Tons of failure. Anyway,
I'm just
I'm
a random person.
Anyway, I'm Ducky.
I'm Jackie.
This is Jackie. She watches The Bachelor with me. It's very fun.
I also live with him.
Whoops. The grounding of what I was trying to get here is that 16 seasons makes us what I would call an expert on The Bachelor.
I would not call us experts.
I think we are pretty experienced at this
out.
show. And you know how we're going to find out? I get to talk about fantasy.
We get to talk about Bachelor.
Let's talk about Batch Fantasy. So on the web, people have often done Batch Fantasy. And I take it one step farther. What I do is I pick the entire season at the beginning.
Before the first rose ceremony.
Before the first rose ceremony, I pause it and I pick the entire season. Right now I'm going to cut to a shot of me doing the entire thing on camera, and I will show you right now that these are my results. So you know I'm not a cheater. There it is. There's the whole thing. It's on camera. Yeah. No, this is what I did. So I've called the entire season of The Bachelor as we go. It makes it a lot more fun. That's going to be one of two things that I will do over the season. I do this one, which, if you can't tell, has already failed a little bit. And I will also do one week to week. And you could do it at home, too. Or it's too late because you've already watched it.
Or you have the actual template where...
If you have an actual template, I found out that those are just inaccurate and don't work. So don't do that. Believe in what you think the guy is going to do and just go off of that.
Trust your heart.
So, scene is set. Season 29, maybe. Who's going to count a number? It's not what it's important. We are at Grant. Thank you.
Grant
it's
Ellis.
Our boy Grant. Grant Ellis.
Grant
Wow.
Ellis.
She knows his last name. Credit.
Don't we all know Grant Ellis? Come on.
Grant
Let's go
Ellis.
back to Jen. He was with Jen.
Grant got pretty far in Jen's season, and he hit a wall. Jackie, what was your impression of Grant before he came to The Bachelor?
Yes.
I think that's a good assessment.
Nice man.
Grant was okay.
He didn't do anything outstanding.
He did not. Grant wasn't that bad. He was definitely someone who did get a one-on-one with Jen. He was someone who was romantically there, and we weren't surprised by how far he made it. It's just, when we named Grant as The Bachelor...
I think there was a couple others we would have expected.
Yeah. Grant's a good guy.
And we'll see where he goes. We're in it.
We always start with some kind of belief in how the season's going to go. Most of the time, the people who are really great will become the Bachelor or Bachelorette, and then they'll dumpster. Night one, we're introduced to Grant. Grant, perfectly fine Bachelor. Very exciting.
Sounds so excited.
So we're at that point where we should meet some of these Bachelorettes.
Let's freaking do it.
Let's do it.
I think Rose was love at first sight for me.
Rose was actually first sight. She was the first one we were introduced to. First person to get out of the limo. Rose was a nurse from Chicago. The main thing that I liked about Rose is that she sounds like Jen. It's not just voice, but it's also... She has a very casual way of speaking.
Wait, is yours off? Did you take yours off?
I don't remember shit about Rose. I just know that I like her.
Rose is good. We like Rose. Bailey's fun. She's our social media expert.
We gotta take a selfie right now.
Hey, do you want to take a selfie?
Hold
That's
on,
what
before,
selfie...
Before you talk, before we get into this, let me take a selfie.
The first episode, they hit it really hard that they're the social media person.
I feel like they're gonna do a gimmick. We made you believe that she had her phone and was allowed to use it on set, taking pictures of everybody, and no NDA was probably signed for that.
How do you like my bob?
Bob, you. Shut up. This is what happens. We get a bad impression, and then we find out later on, as we feel like complete dog shit, that this person has a tragic background and is just the best person ever. And that happens every season that we watch.
She seems a little too happy and too, I like photographs.
She seems too fake. And I have a feeling that the producers did that on purpose. It's really hard, but that's what next week is for. And that stuff like that just keeps us watching. It hooks you. You get invested.
I'm not invested in Bailey, but
no,
okay.
I'm saying you want to see where she goes, though. You're like, oh.
I don't. Latia! She, Mormon. That's right. Latia is from Salt Lake.
Okay. Her dad died when she was a couple months old or something. She had a darker backstory.
Her Mormon faith is very important to her. We know that. I'm putting her at a firm mid.
She can be a shrugger.
She could be a shrugger. She could be...
Top tier shrugger.
Met Janae. She likes basketball.
She did the basketball date.
She's a professional basketball as well.
Did she do the cute powder?
That's right. They did the LeBron James. We met Parisa.
I liked Parisa.
A lot of from what she said, especially with the talking head stuff, they went back to her place in Michigan, and it very much felt like a, man, I really want a boyfriend, and Michigan does not have any more boys left. What am I going to do? I should go on The Bachelor. Not a good impression to start with.
We'll see.
Don't love it.
She's the enemy. I got it. She's already had botched Botox.
I'm here for you.
Disclaimer, we don't watch a show to fucking criticize people's appearance. As I write down botched Botox. Carolina.
She's fun.
Hates DJs.
Maybe one of her exes or maybe DJs.
She said that.
Oh,
She very openly
there
said
it
that.
is.
She's like, my ex was a DJ. I don't like
Get a
DJs.
life.
Yeah, she was extremely dismissive of DJs. Which, they do a job.
We know a couple DJs that are alright.
I work next to a decrepit DJ. Like, Allie Joe brought out a pizza. It was good.
Oh,
She
was it the
considers
heart-shaped pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cute.
It is so heart-shaped. Allie Joe has the look and mannerisms of a villain as well.
She was like, I'm here to fuck shit up and don't cross me. We get those. Every season there's one. Next one!
Dina! Dina is an attorney.
Dina.
She is the big family. She's second generation immigrant. One of 11.
Poor mom.
I like Dina. I don't have a lot more
I
to
got
say
vibes
about
from
Dina.
her. Good vibes.
She
We'll
seemed
see.
okay. She seems like one of those people who's going to be a villain neutralizer,
Yeah.
which we've seen from lawyers before.
Radhika.
She did a Bollywood dance. She also... I don't remember any one-on-one time.
Nope.
Alicia! She was shit-talking Grant's sister before Grant's sister walked out.
Not a good look.
I think she's a late-term villain. She'll probably
She'll go
be...
mid, week 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Well, she said not even him, but she doesn't kiss on the first date.
She doesn't kiss on the first date. Guess who kisses Grant Ellis first?
I have to say, don't kiss on the first date.
Oh, and it wasn't a peck, man. She went in there with tongue, too, and they love zooming in on that tongue.
Right into one tongue. They put in a little snap zoom and it just goes with the tongue. As it's like... It's not always that graphic. Sometimes it's very graphic. You got a whole mouth and...
Sometimes you want to look away. Alex. Alexa.
Brought a llama.
A fucking llama.
The llama was pretty cool.
It was very cute.
She's a speech therapist. Alex has long-term vibes for the show. She's going to do very well. They hit it off.
I think it was kind of cute because she was a speech therapist and she was tripping over her words because she was all nervous.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
She was mostly just teaching him French.
You know what they say about llamas? Where there's llama drama. And llama trauma. Oh, it's gonna poop. Which brings us to Natalie.
I'm doing everything in my power to remember who Natalie is. I really
Natalie
don't
had
know.
llama trauma,
That's-
okay? The llama came in, and she looked across the room and said, "Is that a llama?" Can relate. I did not like llamas growing up either, but...
She looks a lot like Christina. Christina, I wrote down Gma. Beverly!
We're just gonna skip over.
Beverly was Miss Dominican Republic.
No, she wasn't.
She wanted to be, that's right.
She was gonna be Miss Dominican Republic, but she sacrificed that to find love with Grant. But will she? Who's your favorite?
Juliana.
Juliana. Tell me about Juliana.
Juliana's from Boston. And oh man, they do a scene in their city. Oh man, I love Juliana's family. I want to meet them so bad. A lot of that too will happen where we're fighting for the family to be seen in a hometown. We want that to happen. Juliana's got a strong Italian family. I want to say that when she walked out of the limo, she had some very foreshadowing music. It was very warm. And I'm like, that girl's gonna go far. They didn't need to make it that warm.
Well...
But also, when they gave her a little bit of home time before she came out, she said she's been cheated on a lot. And casually dropping that, it's like, whoa. Tragic backstory. Going
some tragic
far.
backstory. Zoe. That's fun.
She had a t-shirt cannon. She had t-shirts made with her and Grant's face just because she wanted all the women to see who he would end up marrying.
And she launched him over the house into the pool. That was fun.
No, it was artillery.
Oh, girl, you're almost falling out.
I think she knows.
I know. I hate that feeling. It's like,
T-shirts, you say? Did you say Chloe?
I thought you said Zoe. No, wait.
No.
Chloe.
Chloe is a model from New York. And credit to her, she put on one of those T-shirts, which was great.
I liked her because she was supportive. And she, you know what, part of me was like, she knows what she's doing, and she's doing it as part of her plan of some sort, maybe. And I got the feeling that her and Zoe are gonna team up and be bad guys, maybe.
You think Chloe's gonna be a villain? I don't think Chloe's gonna make it far enough to be a villain.
I think she's gonna side with a villain because she seems like she's trying to connect with people who are gonna be outliers. Those are usually the villains.
I don't know. I didn't see it at all.
Zoe gave me very villain vibes.
I would agree with that.
And
Zoe.
Chloe is siding with her, so...
I don't think Chloe's siding with her. I think Chloe went with the bit. She's like, look at this shirt. I'm going to put on this shirt.
She went with the bit because it's night one, and she had to establish herself.
I think she put on a shirt. Serafina brought out a big head. She walked out there.
Of Grant's head.
She walked out there with
not
Grant's head. Yeah, not her head. Not somebody else's head.
A giant poster cut out of Grant's head.
Like she went to the AFC Championship. She's just holding
or
somebody's
the UPS
head.
store.
Here, guys, just so you don't
Can we
forget.
get more bigger objects in the room, please?
I'm bringing a horse. Serafina is a shrugger. Kylie is from North Carolina. Ella!
I love it. That's it.
I have no read on Ella at all. Jackie, Ella.
I remember nothing.
Would you like to talk about Rebecca? You liked Rebecca a lot.
I don't know shit about Rebecca. And you wrote stuff.
That is Rebecca. I described her as stuff.
Stuff.
Rebecca made funny faces. Alright, Nicey. Don't look. What does she do?
Nicey?
Yeah.
All I remember was we were trying to figure out how to pronounce her name.
If you haven't figured out who goes home yet, I think we've done a pretty good job of describing the people who got both no screen time and made no impression on us.
You know what, though, to be fair, sometimes The Bachelor will keep someone for a very long time that does absolutely nothing the entire show. Never gets a one-on-one, never does anything for group dates or any type of involvement, and we're like, how the hell are you still here when you've done nothing? And she's probably one of those people.
Yep.
Welcome!
If I didn't already say that she went home.
Savannah! Welcome.
She had a wedding cake.
I'm just kidding. I liked Savannah. Savannah, I personally connected with on one level, which was cake. And I cringed every time she was on TV because she had a giant 3-tier cake that she just carried around and it wobbled, and I had nearly a heart attack every time she was shown on camera. I was waiting for that freaking cake to just topple over. I give her credit, it did not topple over.
Kelsey, we have to talk about. She wore a jersey that said Alice on it. She didn't go home. Welcome. Vicky. We like Vicky a lot.
Did we?
Yes, because
She was the Las Vegas bartender.
I did not like Vicky. Vicky is probably one of those front-running villains where she's just going to be loud.
She's a woo girl.
Uh-huh. And finally, we've said 25 names. We said them all. We did it! 25 names, 25 ladies.
Poor Grant. But he will get through it, and so will we.
Jackie, your impressions of how this season's gonna go.
I think there's a good dynamic. We got a good season ahead of us. We got a definite, entertaining season. Usually I feel like we get a whole lot of shruggers with a couple of definite finalists, and it's really easy to pick them out. And I feel like now there's gonna be some drama, some tears shed also.
I feel like we have a couple frontrunners and a lot of villains. We gotta talk about the first impression rose.
Yeah, wait, no, we did, because...
We didn't talk about the first impression
the
rose.
gimmick!
The first impression rose
Duh, there's a gimmick.
held more weight than any first impression rose in Bachelor history. Because the first impression rose also meant that you got the first one-on-one in week 2. Jackie, let's talk about how we feel about that. I actually don't love this. It is an unfair advantage to be giving someone the first one-on-one after they get a first impression rose.
It's definitely a lot on the first night.
When, after 10 weeks, you're proposing to somebody, you have to develop the relationship or connection very quickly. And people who get these one-on-ones get ahead really fast.
And once you're in the lead, you gotta stay in the lead.
So you have a first impression rose, and now you also get the first one-on-one.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's frontrunner status, baby. It went to Alex. He felt a really good connection with Alex. Canada Llama Alex. I think Alex is okay.
We'll be alright with Alex. She was alright. I didn't get bad vibes from her, so
I
that's good.
Have neutral vibes on Alex.
I agree.
Thus far.
I personally feel like she's not going to be able to open up enough.
Ooh, Jackie
That's
thinks
my
we've got a
prediction.
closed off Canadian.
I feel like we've got a closed-off, classic closed-off Canadian.
That's not a Canadian stereotype, but okay. Who's your favorite so far? Because it's not Alex for me. Who's your favorite going far?
I think you know who my favorite is.
Is it Rose?
Rose was just love at first sight for me.
Mine's Juliana.
Oh!
I like Juliana
Okay.
because of Boston, and she seems fun.
I really thought you were going to say Rose.
Juliana's probably my personal favorite. I think, game-wise, I think Rose is going to do very well. Who's your least favorite?
My least favorite?
Let's say it at the same time. 3, 2, 1.
Bailey.
Okay. So we picked our least favorite because she's a little too much to handle. And
Okay.
She's not even a villain. I don't think she's even going to become a villain.
She did nothing bad. She was just annoying.
She's too much. That's it. It's like,
Just, I like to do this. Just turn her down. Just a little.
turn the knob down. Anyway, I was going to tell you who was going to make it, but I haven't put my fantasy predictions for the season on screen. Bam. He cut 7. I wanted to cut 4, as you can see. So, of our people who went home, there was Janae, Janae I had going pretty far. I thought that their basketball commonalities were going to line up a little bit, that he would at least want to keep somebody who had a similar interest.
Well, when that's all you kind of have. Yeah.
To be fair, she did not get a lot of screen time. I did not factor that in at all. I just went straight to, wow, common interest. I had Janae going to hometowns.
Ouch.
Bracket
That's
in trouble. Radhika went home.
Radhika, I think I liked her too.
She was okay.
She would have been a better side of a Shrugger compared to some of the other Shruggers that got saved.
This was not surprising to us. She was one who was expected to go
We're sorry,
home.
Radhika.
Radhika, we're sorry.
We were pulling for you.
Kylie?
What'd you do?
Kylie had a conversation with Grant about which NFL football team he liked. Thought that was going to carry her a little farther. I thought that was a little Homer moment,
Well,
you know?
when you say you're a Browns fan, do you really want to date that person?
What don't you like about Browns fans?
They're sad saps.
You are a factory of sadness!
Kylie was the other fantasy hit I took. I had her going far because I really liked that conversation. And once again, foreshadowing how much screen time somebody gets, I really should have taken that into account. Christina. Unfortunately, after we welcomed her, she did not make it.
Welcome home. Who was that? Nicey?
Nicey.
What did she do?
Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Kelsey had the jersey. He didn't care for the jersey.
Didn't care for Mrs. Ellis. Kelsey Ellis. Kels Ellis.
Wow,
Kels Ellis.
that would have been terrible.
Vicky! Nope, she stayed.
And finally, Savannah. Savannah tried to make her cake and have him eat it too. But unfortunately...
She's going to be eating it at home.
Next week on The Bachelor.
I don't know. Week 2!
Week 2!
Week 2 of The Bachelor.
The most important thing was that we actually got shit done, and we are not just speculating on things anymore.
Balls rolling. Speaking of balls...
The important thing is that usually in week 2s we don't see like group dates that have everybody, but they do because he's cut so many people that everybody was in every date already.
Week 1 was pretty productive with the cutting. Get him out!
You like basketball? Fuck off!
Too bad Janae wasn't here for that one.
Then why'd you send
send
home
that
the
girl?
basketball
Yes!
girl? You have to play basketball, but you can't be good at it.
So we talk about the group date roster, who was on it.
It was bad. It was a very, very weak roster. It was like Juliana and nobody else I wanted to see.
And with Grant as a basketball player, what the hell do you think they did? Shoot your shot.
Guns. No, it was a basketball date, and we sent 10 people on this date. I think we should just be talking about the important things that happened within the date.
Let's go.
Because like most dates, there are shruggers all over the place who didn't do anything. There's someone on this date who went home who I did not expect to go home this early because she did nothing. Anyway, we did a basketball date.
That's traveling as fuck.
They put all the tall people on one team. And I could not get over that. That was so unfair.
You know what was unfair is the drama that unfolded very quickly with...
Zoe created the drama by taking Grant away in the middle of a date in which everyone is standing around with children trying to have a fun time. And this lady's like, you just gotta get your time when it's important. Get up there and do it. I wouldn't be mad at anybody if they were as much of a dick as I am. The real thing that we took away from Zoe pulling away Grant is that we got a new hero, Allie fucking Joe.
Allie Joe. We wanted to hate her so bad, and we caught ourselves rooting half the episode for her. Why did Allie Joe get pissed off at Zoe?
Well, you have an entire quorum of people who are already mad at Zoe, but Allie Joe is outspoken and a fighter. So she goes straight for her. She's like, I'm not backing down to some kind of confrontation. And then we do the typical bullshit where Zoe just keeps stealing people from Grant because it's important for her to have all the time. All the time has to go to Zoe because she is going to win The Bachelor. Spoilers, she's not. This is villain behavior. This will get you outed so quickly if you cannot keep up your relationships.
She is the ultimate villain so far. She does not give a flying fuck.
Doing things that like don't make me feel safe, and like then you have to put your guards back up. And I don't want to be like guarded.
You know when you don't feel safe, and then you don't feel safe because you're not safe?
But she's cool if everybody else is going to do it, but extremely insecure when they do. As we watch happen in the night portion of the date, when Ally Joe just takes him.
I know, it's not a great start to the week.
Yeah, she's putting too much value in the rose itself.
Yeah, she's playing the game. Alright, enough with the shitty down in the dumps stuff. We got some happy news happening here. Natalie had a cute moment with one of the kiddos. We got that warm, fuzzy feeling from her. Again, that puts her at the top for me.
Other cute moments. Chloe got some very special time. She won MVP of the basketball game.
Chloe. Go Chloe.
Yeah.
And not only did she win the MVP, she got the first kiss of the group date. And her first kiss with Grant. He liked her bubbly and energetic personality, and so did we.
She got out there. She ran fast, and she was taller than the other team.
Yeah.
No, I think that, yeah, I am a confident person, and I think being here, it's been so encouraging that you're really
Being
so
a model
genuine.
probably helped.
And it feels so sincere.
Group date rose went to Natalie.
Natalie, will you check this room?
Natalie right to the front. None of the drama-starting fighters are the ones who get it. That's more of a week 4 or 5 thing. Now Joe's like, bitch, I'm gonna suplex you. Alex, this early on, is the only one-on-one date we got in week 2. And they went to potentially a failing mall. Oh, they shut down a mall. That must have been so hard to do.
LA Mall. I remember when we watched it, I thought, wow. Literally anybody in this roster of contestants deserves anything better. What the fuck did they do? They rode. All I remember was them riding around on the things. Oh, and they sat on the damn floor. They couldn't sit on one of the million picnic tables in the cafeteria at the mall. They had to sit on a dirty ass rug on the floor and eat their food. I don't even think they ate food.
Yeah, wait, where's dinner?
They don't get fucking dinner. They're on a mall floor. They can't even sit at a fucking table.
I thought they just hung out in the mall, and it was fine.
They had to find. Oh, they jumped on the beds.
They went into a Kaufman's and jumped on some beds. It was pretty fun. Did anything deeper happen in the Alex date? Because
family stuff. And some family stuff. And my dad's stuff.
Grant talked about dad stuff. Alex talked about stuff. Grant made up a song for Alex in that fucking mall.
Oh,
and it was the best song in the episode.
That was great. He was very talented.
In a group date where everyone had to write a song, the best song was Grant making something up off the top of his fucking head. Oh my god, I'd be shitting myself if I was Alex.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh my god, he's incredible. That song was so cute.
He was very cute. I was just like, the whole time.
And you're watching Alex like well up.
It was moving.
The date went perfectly fine. Alex did not go home. She's still here. So good on you, Alex.
Go back and hang out with Linda, I guess.
It happened. There was a second group date where the rest of them went on it. We had 7 people who went on that second group date, and it was a music group date.
It's a performance date. I hate the freaking performance dates.
But if you want to get past that, all you got to do is dry hump Grant on stage.
Oh, yeah. I mean, dry humping your potential boyfriend in front of all of his other girlfriends really helps. Beep, beep.
The big problem with the group date itself was everybody being mad about how Carolina kind of rode Grant there in the theater. They didn't love that. Everybody was really mad that shit's getting real. It's The Bachelor. They're realizing, oh yeah, we have to stare at other people making out with our boyfriend.
You know what? Compared to other seasons, I think the women took it all pretty well. And, you know, they were they took it well as in they did something about it right then and there, and they didn't wait for half the season and hold a grudge against her. They came out straight up and all collectively said something to her. They got it out in the open so that it could be known. No, it didn't completely get resolved. They're getting into it at least.
It was one of the most uncomfortable conversations about something because nobody was addressing her directly. They were saying it's really hard to deal with this situation.
They did dance around the fact that she specifically made them uncomfortable.
We got angry at Carolina because she got overly defensive for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
She thought that people were mad that it was her. People were just really uncomfortable that it had to happen. And then Carolina came out kinda crummy after that. She's like, what's everybody doing? What's everybody's deal with me? I'm just making out with my boyfriend and their boyfriend. Moving forward, how conceited is Carolina going to be about issues like this?
Yeah. I got a feeling she might end up being a little bit more worse of an enemy.
Awful.
Carolina's going to be more evil than Zoe. Because Zoe seems like, yo, I'm just living my life, dude. Sucks to suck, but that's the game. And I don't think she's a really terrible person, but Carolina is very defensive, is I think what I'm trying to get at. She's a little too defensive.
You get any slack, you come and tell me, because you're just being yourself.
No, Grant. No, don't do that.
Zoe's owning it. I'm not cool with Zoe, but I'm cool with be yourself, dude.
If we are going to compare our current villains so far, I would say that I like Zoe more than Carolina just because Zoe is not lying about who she is. Yeah. I don't like anything she's doing, but she is being honest about it at least.
Yeah. We predicted that we would be surprised by a change in Bailey, which wasn't much of a surprise.
Bailey being the largest surprise is that she went from extremely annoying to super shrugger in 1 week. When she's on the couch and talking, she was a perfectly reasonable person. Bailey did nothing this week. Nothing. Bailey, you might be fine. We're sorry.
She's been okay.
She's been acceptable.
She's been neutral, if at best.
She has taken 0 pictures. Show you who got that group date rose. I don't either.
Oh, no!
It was Rebecca. He pulls Rebecca aside. Rebecca became the person who he talked to, who he trusted.
Yeah, I called the friend zone on that one.
I'm still very supportive in whatever you need to do.
Oh, no. Friend zone yourself.
Yeah.
You just did it right
I
there.
agree.
You could see her hesitate where she was just like, oh shit, I'm getting friend zoned right now. But then she just kind of like leaned into it and accepted it. And we were like, no!
It just makes me feel like he really respects me.
That's it.
So,
Good job, friendo. Latia got rejected a lot, and I hope Grant didn't give her that rose as pity. Grant, to her, was that I bet you don't get told no a lot. She kind of slapped back and was like, no, I do. I get rejected a lot. And then he was kind of like, oh shit. And then she ended up getting that rose, so...
I don't think Latia has the longevity to stay or realistically have a chance of actually ending up with Grant at the end. And that's why Latia is still mid with mixed morals to Grant's, where I just think she's holding on for something that's not going to materialize.
Yeah.
we wanted the same things, but I didn't check, and he didn't.
He didn't!
Married.
Do you think the parent might be?
Beverly.
You said...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Every time Beverly was on camera, you said, she looks like a mom.
Beverly looks like a mom. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. You can tell in her soul, she's just got a matronly...
She's very caring.
Yeah.
It just does not feel right. Their chemistry feels
we'll
like
see. I mean,
mom's
Brant-
son, and I don't like it. She just seems too warm
Oh,
to
that's
him
right.
in a
She was
platonic
she was
way.
like, oh, let me cuddle you. I just wanna wrap you up and snuggle you and comfort you.
No,
and that was
no.
a little icky. We're like, oh.
I don't think there's anything to even say about the cocktail
I don't
party.
even remember a cocktail party. I remember joking that they were going to cancel it. That's what Bailey did. She was just like, oh my god, I'm going to get sent home. Oh my god, everybody's better than me. Yeah, duh.
Fucking got her. Doesn't matter. Rose ceremony.
Yay! The reason we're all here.
Hey, why we're here. Jackie, who went home?
I don't know.
Week to week. This is who I had staying. Oh, fuck. Week to week. This is who I had staying. I'm doing this 1 week at a time. It's not going to be as busted as my season long. A big theme on the people who actually went home this week, outside of one, was that they didn't get a lot of screen time. They weren't unexpected when they did, although we still will always keep people who are equally as much shruggers. 3 of them were shruggers who went home. First, let's start with Vicky. Vicky was a woo girl.
She was our Las Vegas bartender. We liked her out a little bit at the first, and then...
We didn't. She was just really loud, and we're like, whoa, yikes. And then we hit week 2, and nothing happened.
Okay.
Vicky.
Yeah, she kind of did like a...
From Vegas. Surprising she doesn't like children.
No, not her. Short black girl in the front.
That's Vicky.
In the green. She's not from Vegas.
That's Vicky.
Oh.
Rebecca went home as well. Unfortunately, we saw extra depth out of Rebecca. She was a good singer. She was doing her best to be the moral compass for what was going on so far, to tell Grant, hey, Carolina is annoying us. Please help.
Final thought on Rebecca? She was okay.
Welcome, Rebecca.
To wherever your town is.
Welcome back to Stuff America, Rebecca.
Is that the one you wrote stuff on?
Yep.
Stuff.
Oh, good old Stuff.
Oh my god.
How we miss you.
Stuff. Go home, have your stuff.
She can go home. Get double stuffed.
Why did I get double stuffed?
So while she was not the most surprising person to go home, but was the person who was the most surprised to go home, Ella unfortunately did not receive a rose. How could you forget about Ella?
Oh, we forgot about Ella because that's the one thing that actually happened during the cocktail party, was that she wrote him like this really heartfelt letter about all of her deep, undying, loving feelings for him. And he's like, okay, thanks.
So, I wrote you a little letter.
It's like 6.5. How do you read that? She wrote her own...
This is so uncomfortable.
Did she write her own name on the card to him?
Can I hold your head close so that you can read it?
Yeah, she has to. You have to zoom in to fucking read it.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that
bad.
bad.
It was very much just an open invitation
well
to
been.
share feelings. She wasn't like, I love you week 2, but it was really unfortunate.
But her reaction afterwards may as well have been.
Oh, Ella was convinced.
Yeah, she was.
Ella wasn't there. She was a severe, uncontrollable shrugger. She had almost no hope.
Yeah.
We saw her none. Oh, Ella. Oh, swoop. There goes her screen time. Ella, you tried.
Sorry. Welcome home.
Utterly the most surprising one to go home was Alicia, who got the first kiss in the show.
Oh, yeah.
Did nothing in week 2.
She seemed fine, but I really can't remember anything she did ever for week 2.
She didn't do anything.
She didn't do anything.
Factually,
I was one of the people that did not get screen time.
The girl he kissed first is gone?
Oh, whoops.
We were talking about how Alicia handled it really well.
Yeah.
She actually handled it extremely well. She's like,
That was a confident woman. She was like, you know what? That's cool. It didn't work. Someone's gonna love me. And I was like, fuck yeah, girl.
We'll find out when Grant makes mistakes later that she deserved better.
So we're happy for her.
Next week on The Bachelor.
that's why he sent Rebecca. Okay, bye!
No.
Next week on The Bachelor.
Fuck you, spoilers!
Next week on The Bachelor. Next week on The Bachelor.
Fuck you, spoilers!
Next week on The Bachelor.
No spoilers.